Hey everybody, in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get started with the software that we're going to be using to analyze data and learn some analytical skills this semester. And it's called R. It is free and completely safe. And the thing is, you don't have to download anything because we're going to use an interface called RStudio Cloud. And I have a Mac, but you can use this on any type of computer. You can even use it on an iPad if necessary, although it's probably a little bit hard to do that. So to get started, what you're going to want to do is to go to the website that you're going to have to register for, and it's called RStudio Cloud. So if you just type in RStudio Cloud, it's rstudio.cloud. And what you'll want to do is sign up, and you're going to want to sign up for a free account. And if you click through this, it'll you sign up. You can just sign up using your Montclair State Gmail account and do that. But sign up for a free account. No need to pay for this. So once you do that, you can log in. And I already have an account, so I'm going to log in with my Montclair. Whoops. I'm going to log in with my Montclair email address. And you won't have any projects here. I have a couple because I've been using them, but I'm going to create a new project for this class. And when you do that, it may take a moment for this to load. So once you do that, once you sign up for an account, by the way, you should see your name in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll get set up. I'm going to show you the interface that we're going to be working with. You can, by the way, poke around here. There are cheat sheets and so on. If you want to know more about R. R is incredibly powerful and free. So it's you would use this instead of something like SPSS. But the good thing about it, like I said, besides that it's free, is it's just as powerful and you can access it anywhere. And my thought is once you begin to get skills with this, you can use this even after you graduate. Okay, so once your workspace is set up, I'm going to call this project Chad 603 because that's our class, and we'll put everything in here for this class. So before we get started with anything too interesting, I want to show you how to minimize your resource usage so you don't go over the allotted free resources that you have. You can, by the way, check out your account profile and so on here if you click on that. You can also share project links. You may want to do that with team members as we work through the semester, or if you have a question for me, you can share your projects with me. But for now, let's click on this little cog here. And if you go to resources, we want to minimize the amount of resources that we have. So we're going to keep this memory allocated to 1 gig for this project, but we're going to reduce our CPU allocation to 0.5, and that will help us minimize what we need to use. So you should not have to hopefully pay for using RStudio Cloud throughout the semester. Once you do that, you can click OK. By the way, if you go over that, you could pay for a month of software usage, but I don't think you'll need to do that. And again, I encourage you to do that. It may slow down your computing power just a little bit, but nothing that you would notice in the data that we're going to be using here. Okay, so now it will just have to redeploy the project. And once it does that, we can get out of here. Whoops, we don't need that. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to click that. Now, let me get you acquainted with what we have here. It may look a little confusing, but it looks like right now we have 3 windows. A large one here on the left, a smaller one above the larger one below. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's in each of these, and then I'll show you how to load some data in here. First of all, these windows are not called windows in R, they're called panes. RStudio, by the way, is really just a graphical user interface for using R, which has been developed by statisticians and data scientists from all over the world. And like I said, it's absolutely free. Um, and the nice thing is about using RStudio Cloud is you'll always have the most updated version of R available to you. And if you look in this console pane, this is called the console because the tab here says console. This is going to be the only pane that we use here on the left-hand side for now. We're using R version 4.0.3, and these developers of R give each version a crazy little name. I have no idea how they come up with these names, but this version is called Bunny Wunnies Freak Out. So if by the time you are getting your account for RStudio Cloud, this may change because these versions are updated regularly, but you really don't need to worry about that. So this is called the console. You can type any kind of commands you want into here. So for instance, R can be used as just a calculator. So if I go 5 plus 5 and I hit enter, I get 10. So that's what, so you get commands can be typed into the console, as well as you get results and output in there. In this environment tab, you'll see any files that are open or any smaller data sets called vectors that you may have available to you. And what's nice is you'll always see what files are open in your environment, as well as anything that you create that you can use during the session that you're in. Now, if you go to the Histories tab, you'll see everything that you have put into this workspace, and you can rerun it at any time. So, for instance, if I clicked on this and I click to console, you'll now see that 5 plus 5 has appeared in my console. And if I hit enter, I get 10 again. So you can always go back and find things that you have run before and create them. We'll learn about things like to source and some of these other things later. But the only two tabs you'll use in this upper right-hand pane ever are this environment tab that shows files and it's empty because we have no files open, or this history tab. This tutorial is new. If you really get into R or learning more about it, you could click this learner package and it will walk you through some tutorials for free. And I'd encourage you to do it if you're interested. In this bottom right-hand pane, we have several tabs that you will find useful. The first are all the files that you have available to you. In this plots pane, you'll have plots. So any kind of graphs that we produce will be stored in here, and you'll be able to export them. You can either copy and paste them or save them as either an image or as a PDF that you can use later. This packages pane we're going to work on right now, actually. And like I said to you earlier, R is absolutely free, and it was developed by statisticians and researchers and data scientists from all over the world. And actually everything developed for R is free and open source. And so you can download packages, and you have a bunch that just come with base R that you have here. You'll have the same things that help you just get started using R. But you can access packages, which are really just groups of functions developed by, like I said, anybody for free from around the world. They go through sort of a vetting process to make sure that they're not embedded with any kind of viruses or anything that'll destroy your computer. And you can download them from the Comprehensive R Archive Network. And we're going to do that in just a moment. And then you can access their functionality simply by clicking the box next to their name. So we're going to be using several packages throughout the semester, and I would encourage you to download them now. And that is actually part of your homework. So I'll show you how to do that. Um, Now you only have to install them once, and then once you want to use their functions during any single class, you simply click the box next to them. So let's go to Install under this Packages tab, and you want to make sure that this repository says CRAN, which is generally the default, and we are going to download 4 packages. The first is called Psych, and you'll see as you start typing, it'll come up. And separate these with a comma. The next one we want to download is called HMISC. It's capital HMISC. The next one we want to do is called Gmodels. And we'll click there. And then the last one we want to do is called F-Size, EFFSIZE. And it's here. And you want to make sure this box called Installed Dependencies is attached. What this does is, like, I could build a package, which I have, and it may use functions from some of these other packages. So in order to do that, in order to use packages that call other packages, you need to make sure these dependent packages are installed as well. So when we hit install, this is going to go through a fairly long process that we're going to see. Whoops, did I not do that? Oh, here it goes. That you're going to see a lot of output on this left-hand side of my console. And whoops, let's see I'm going to hit cancel. This is running, and I know it's running properly, but it's not done running because I have this stop sign. If I hit this stop sign, which I'm not going to do, it would interrupt the running of the installation of these packages. By the way, I could have just put install.packages in just in the console, but it seems to be more, click and I don't know, clickable, like other software that you may be familiar with, like Word or something like that. So we're going to let that run. And it's like I said, you're going to get a bunch of red stuff, and you just let it go. Don't stop it. And this may take a moment or two. And then I'll show you how to download a file that we're going to use for some exercises throughout the semester. But first I want you to see this, because I want you to see how this appears in your library. Because like I said, we're installing not just those 4 packages, but packages that are used by those 4 packages as well. So you can see there's quite a lot of them. One of the nice things about R is that you can create really absolutely beautiful graphs. And if you're into that or are interested in that in general, I'm not going to show you all the details of it, but you'll get a little bit of a taste of that. And these will be helpful to you in the future, possibly, because people really enjoy graphs in terms of understanding information. You see them all the time in textbooks and in newspapers and periodicals and online. And this will be very helpful. Okay, it looks like we're just about done here. And we know we're done because we now have a prompt in the console and our stop sign is all gone. And if you would scroll down here, you will find the 4 packages that you downloaded. So F-Size, HMISC, Psych, and Gmodels. They're all here now. And if I'd want to use one of them, all I would do is need to click the box next to them. And I could use any function in here during the time that I'm working. So once I click the Gmodels package, you'll notice that in the console it says now we have access to all the functions in the Gmodels package. I'll go into this much more in detail during the course of the semester. This is really just to get you started. And then if I unclick the box, you'll see that none of those functions in Gmodels are available to me anymore because I just unloaded that package. But now I have all the functionality that I'll need to complete the course in here. And the next thing that I think we want to do is get some of the data that you will be using through this semester. So I'm going to show you how to get that. And the first thing I'm going to do is click this Files tab here. And I'm going to click Upload because I want to upload a new file. And I'm going to put it right, you don't need to click anything here. We're going to put it right here that you'll be able to see. And now I'm going to browse on this to find my file. Now, I showed you at the beginning of this recording that I put this in my downloads. And I'm going to click on Date Modified because that'll give me the latest. And it's called hospital1.rdata. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to hit Open. And now you'll see it says File to Upload. And I'm going to hit OK. And now you're going to see it in your files. So these are all files that are available to you. We're going to use a few more during the semester, but this is going to be the one that we're primarily going to use. And so we just want to open it so we can use it. And the way we're going to use it is by just clicking on it right here. And it's going to say, do you want to load this into your global environment? And I'm going to say yes. And now in my global environment, I see this hospital file. And it says 161 OBS of 26 variables. We'll talk about what variables are later in the semester and what observations are. But I'll show you how you can look at what's in here. Is if you scroll all the way to the right, it may be hard to see in this recording, but there's a little spreadsheet icon here. And if I click on this, the console is going to drop down and you're going to see the data that's in this data set. And this is information about 161 patients that were admitted to the hospital quite a long time ago in 1993. So this 161 observations is information about 161 patients, and we have 26 pieces of information about them. And if you looked in here, you could see the pieces of information. So we have the date that each person was admitted, their gender, their marital status, a whole bunch of things called CATs 1 through 6 that we'll talk about later through the semester. This has to do with people's ability to care for themselves. Then we have 7 variables called IAD 1 through 7. This has to do with other aspects of people's ability to care for themselves. This is their discharge date, whether they returned back to the hospital within 30 days, their age, whether they lived with a spouse or partner. This is a category of their age. These are age groups. So this person fell into the 80 or older age group. This age 80, is information about people that are ones are 80 or older, and everybody else is considered a 0. And then you have some other variables. And this LOS variable we'll spend a lot of time on. This is patient's length of stay in the hospital. So for your homework for this week, all I really want you to do is, by the way, if I click X on this, then my console comes back up here, is register for your account. I want you to reduce your CPU usage to 0.5 to give yourself extra time to work for free each month. Download the required packages that I showed you, and upload the RData file here, and then simply take a screenshot and upload that for your homework. That ensures that you have everything that you need to get started for the semester. And if you are finding that difficult, you can watch this video over and over again until you are able to do those basic things. And I can guarantee you that you will get more comfortable with this, with using RStudio as you go through the semester. I hope you found this video useful, and let me know if I can do anything else to help you.